Okay. Hi Sadia, how are you? Thank you for writing the email. You have started with Dear Nasreen, I recently read your problem and I can't blame you because basically this rule is wrong. Okay? So you've started with Dear Nasreen, and let's remind ourselves that writing or giving advice is semi-formal. That's right, yes. So it's not completely formal, it's not completely informal. So this is a very clear register. It's an appropriate way to address the lady, and you are telling her that you have read the problem and you can't blame Nasreen. That's fine. If you had not planning for a child, you must be careful. Okay. If you had not had, as you know, is one part of the past perfect, isn't it? Okay. So had not, you want to make it negative, that's absolutely fine. So we don't need the gerund form here. We need the past participle of plan, because you've got had and you need the verb here, and you've made it negative, which is fine, but because it's a past perfect you want to use, it's had plus past participle, not with the ing, please. For a child, you must be careful. However, nobody can help you, just yourself. Some problems we make in our life, and we cannot go back to change it. Okay, so yes, there are some problems we have in our lives. Instead of saying and, could we use a different conjunction, please? So you've started, this part of the sentence is positive, this part of the sentence is negative with cannot. Okay, so because the tone of your sentence is changing, can I ask that we have a different conjunction, please? So a different conjunction would be however, but, also, any of these. Okay, which one of those do you think we would use when the tone of the sentence changes? Can't change it. So you started off with saying some problems, and that's the noun, and then you want to change those problems. Now these problems are plural, so we would need to use a pronoun that is plural. It is single, isn't it? So could you kindly change this pronoun to suit problems, which is plural. Okay, you should arrangement for your child's future. Should is a modal verb, that's right, and today we learned in class, if you remember, that should is used with the infinitive without to. So arrangement is the noun. You want the infinitive without to of this word, please, to make it correct for should arrangement, but you are using it in the correct form here, should. You are giving advice, which is very good. For your child's future. You are living here and don't worry about your baby. That's fine. It's just that you started this sentence with a small. Remember that we start the sentence with a capital. You are living here and don't worry about your baby. Now you are mother. Okay, mother would actually be seen very similar to an occupation. So we need an article pardon me, before the word mother. So if I would ask you please to choose the appropriate article that we would use before a profession. If you go back to the notes that I gave out in class regarding articles, a and the, one of those we use a specific article for profession, for jobs, and mother would be one of those. I know it's not a job, but it will still be under the same group of jobs. Okay, so the article you would use for a job is the same article you would use here. Now you are article mother, and you have responsibility for your child the same as all mothers in the world. You are really talking very nicely here, Sadia. You are not only giving advice, but you are giving reasons and trying to consolidate and calm Nasreen down and telling her, don't start worrying and feeling all worried. You actually have responsibility of your child. Very, very well done for this. Let's be realistic and accepting things as they are, in fact, and not making decisions based on unlikely hopes for your future. Okay, so again, you've started the sentence in lowercase. Could you please make sure that we start in capital, please, at the beginning of the sentence? Let's be realistic. We can use abbreviations, that's absolutely fine when we're giving advice to someone like Nasreen, because it's a semi-formal type of letter, so that's fine. Let's be realistic and accepting. So after the modal verb let, we use the simple form of verb let's be, which is correct, and it should apply again to your preceding, to your next verbs. So let's be realistic. You haven't used the gerund being, you've used be, the simple version, which is correct. It has to be the same here. So you need the simple version again, please, not the gerund with ing. And accept things as they are, in fact, and not, again, you need the simple form of verb again here, please. We've got one modal verb in the sentence, but this one modal verb will actually control all of the main verbs that we have in this sentence. So because of that one modal, all of your verbs will change. Okay, so could we have the simple form, please, and not simple form decisions based on unlikely hopes for your future. Yours sincerely, Sadia. You've ended with sincerely because you know exactly who you're writing to. Okay, that's a very, very good letter of advice. So the strengths, I would say, you have used an appropriate style of writing, which is semi-formal. Very good. So you've got abbreviations, but at the same time you've got the formal, unabbreviated version of verbs and sentences as well. Very good. You have clearly given advice using should, which we use today. You have also given words of wisdom, shall we say. So it's not just advice that you've given, you've actually given reasons why Nasreen should start becoming more responsible. So that was very good, very well done. Areas for improvement. Could I suggest that you make certain little alterations? First of all, it would be useful to use paragraphs. If you take a look at this, it's a lot of information in one paragraph. Okay, so if we could break it down into maybe two paragraphs or so, that would be much better. If you could please remember to start sentences with capital letters, please, at the beginning of the sentence. Let's also remember that with modal verbs such as let, should, have, do, will, all of these, pardon me, with all of these we use the simple form of verb. So that would be the infinitive without to. So examples would be will go, should see, let or let's, have, any of these. As you can see, all of these are in the simple form. Okay, that's what you've done. And you altogether have given a very good account of the letter and the advice that you have tried to give Nasreen. Very, very good of what you've done. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. If you would kindly just take another look at what I've written down, and if you would make the alterations. If you want, you can always email your correction back to me, and I'll take a look and try to give you more feedback if you wish. Okay, thank you very much for that. Well done.